Good day. Today we are going to talk about the marketing plan. It's a concept where anybody can prepare a marketing plan at different instances. Now, there are few times that you can prepare a marketing plan effectively. Now, we'll take the first instance as when you are starting up a business, a new business. You haven't done any business at all. You may have your educational background, you may have your professional exposure, you may have your other working exposure, whatever, and then you are going to start up a business where you have a marketing plan. You prepare a marketing plan of your new venture, right? As an entrepreneur, you are going to prepare your marketing plan. That's the first instance. Second thing, if you are venturing out to a new area of your existing business, if you are venturing out to new geographical area such as branch operation, a new branch operation, a new product, a new segment, or whatever, or else if you are looking for some investment, a new investment, whereas the investor needs to see what kind of a plan that you have for the future, for him to be secured, for him to be interested, to get interested in your business. So there are several instances that you can prepare the marketing plan. Now, apart from those are the instances that you're going to prepare the marketing plan. Now, apart from that particular perspective, you need the marketing plan. You need a marketing plan, maybe for two users. First user will be you, or your company, or your management, or your board of directors. Second, the outsiders. Maybe an investor, maybe a kind of a financial institution who are granting you, who are about to grant a loan for you, or maybe your business partner who are partnering with you with a business your business involvement with you. And then those are the biggest things that you could do with a marketing plan. So in general, we'll keep all those things aside, all those aspects aside, and we'll try to understand it simply. A marketing plan or a business plan is a plan for the future, right? If you do not plan, they say that you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, they say that you plan to fail, right? So therefore, the business plan is so vital basically for the outsiders, and even for you. What is the usage of a business plan for you? It's a guideline for you. When you prepare a business plan, you work accordingly. You have to achieve whatever the milestones, whatever the things being stated in the business plan by yourself. It's a guideline for you as well, right? So that's the outset, that's the general outset about a business plan. Now we will discuss the contents, general contents of a business plan. These are the things that you should always have. You should always have in a business plan, right? Three aspects. In the first place, there are a lot more. First three are your past, the present, and your future. And the other thing is, what are the issues that you are going to have, or rather the objectives that you have, and from that objectives, how do you prepare your strategy, and then your budgeted financial. Why we specifically call budgeted financials, which means that in simple terms, business plan is being prepared for the future. So all the financial considerations are for the future, and you show your controls, how you are going to control this particular business plan, what are the controlling points, who are going to control this, so on and so forth. And there's a contingency plan. I'll come to that later. Right, we'll discuss this from the beginning. As I said, there are three main things that you have to discuss about your past, the present, and your future. About the past in the sense, what is the particular, it is all about you are going to review your performance. Now, one might ask, if you are going to start up a business today, if you are going to plan, if you are planning to start a business today, and you haven't been in a business, you were not an entrepreneur, and you were working somewhere, you have a lot of exposure in the professional field, or maybe the academic, if you are an academic, you haven't started a business as yet. So what are the things that you have to show as performance review? It is about the product. You can talk about your history, your past, whereas you can talk about what kind of an exposure that you had in relation to this particular product, and in relation to this particular business, or for the industry, right? And then you can talk about the products that you are going to deal with. What is the product that you are going to deal with, or what are the products that you are going to deal with? What is the state that this particular product is in on the product life cycle? Whether this particular product is in the introductory stage, growth stage, maturity, or decline. I mean, of course, if your product is at a declining stage, you don't start, right? So if it is, it's better that if the product life cycle shows that if it is at the introductory stage or at the growth stage, right? So in that sense, those are the past. Those are the details about the past. So where any third party, a person who's not known about these things, will have a better understanding how this is going to work, how your business is going to work, how your product will perform. You are talking about the past at that point. The second thing is you have to talk about the status quo, or rather the present state or the stage. It could be the market situation. It could be the market. Some of the markets are growing. Some of the markets are, some of the areas of the markets are not being tapped as yet, not been explored as yet, right? Maybe geographical market, maybe demographical markets, or whatever. In whatever the segments that are not being used or not being utilized so far. So you have to show that this is the current status. Basically, you have to show that where the opening is, what are the places that you are going to concentrate on, and you have to talk about the competitive situation. How competitive you would be? Are you just another company, just another competitor in the market, or do you have some kind of a difference? Or basically, do you have a competitive advantage? Now, once Jack Welch, who was the CEO of General Electric, one of the reputed CEOs of the 20th century, said, if you do not have an advantage, do not compete. So, competitive advantage is extremely important. It is needed. If you do not know your competitive advantage, it is as good as that you do not have a competitive advantage. So therefore, competitive advantage is needed, and you should be able to identify that, and you should be able to harp on those lines. How different you are, how attractive you are to your customers, how attractive you are more than your competitors, how what on what lines that you are better than your competitors. Those are the things that you have to talk about as the present status or the status quo. And you have to talk about the future. What are the threats that you see in the market? What are the threats that may come from your competitors? What are the threats that may come as substitute products? And then you have to talk about what are the opportunities that you may see. If you don't see any opportunity in the market, it says that you haven't identified the market properly. If you don't have any opportunity, then you don't do business. You have to have a proper opportunity for you to target on. If you have identified opportunities, yeah, maybe other competitors, your competitors also may be tapping into or entering into those opportunities. They are also trying to reap benefits out of those opportunities. That's a different story. But when you are starting, when you are expanding your business, you should be able to identify what are the opportunities that you have. Right? Okay, I have spoken three major things to be included in a business plan. First one is the past, the present, and the future. So out of these three lines, you are giving a big correct picture of your business or your business intent. Right? Now then you have to show it is a guideline for you. As I said, it is a guideline for you as well as for your investors or the stakeholders, or we may call it as your business partners or whoever. You have to show what are your objectives are. To get into those objectives, you have to have your vision, mission, and all things which will come as related concepts, right? So under your objectives, very specifically, you have to show that you are talking about the future. What kind of sales targets that you are going to achieve? What kind of a market share that you are going to achieve? Roughly, what could be your gross profit ratio? Gross profit means the difference between the sales value and the cost of sales. What is the net profit that you are aiming for? So those are the lines which you can show where the investors will be really interested in looking at those things, right? An investor won't come if it is a loss-making business, right? When you are showing the gross profit levels, when you are showing the net profit levels, it should be authentic. Those figures should be authentic. You can't just cook up a story. You just can't make up a story. You just can't make up some figures and give it to make it as a business plan. whereas it should be genuine. If so, then people will believe in you, people will believe in this document, right? So those are the things that you should show as the objectives, or rather maybe you can call it as targets. In a simpler language, you can call it as targets. What are the sales targets? Sales volume. What is the market share that you are going to capture? What is the gross profit level that you are going to keep or achieve? What is the net profit that you may finally achieve? Then you must talk about your strategies. Strategy, as you may know, certainly strategies linked up with your vision, mission, and then comes the strategy. If you don't have a vision, you don't have a mission, then you can't create a strategy, right? So therefore, the strategies are obviously long term in nature, because through these strategies you are going to achieve your vision. If the vision is something that you are going to achieve by tomorrow or day after, then it is not a vision. Vision is a long term thing. Strategy is the structural plan or scientific plan of yours how to achieve this vision and mission, right? So to get it clear, to get it easier, to make yourself comfortable, you divide the strategy into the long-term strategy, mid-term strategy, and operational strategy. It all depends with your business, whether as per the business, as per the industry, as per the market, the time duration could differ. Sometimes it says that marketing or rather overall strategy will be for more than 10 years. It could be more than 15 years, it could be 25 years or whatever. That doesn't matter. The time is not what we are going to talk about. It's an individual choice, individual attempt as per your business. On the other hand, the mid-term strategy, once again, it might range from 3 years to 5 years or whatever. And then the operational, or you call it functional strategy, which means the day-to-day managerial functions. It could be monthly, it could be quarterly, 1 year. Normally you don't have operational strategies more than 1 year, right? So all these are linked up together. You prepare your long-term strategy. From that, it depicts the mid-term strategies, depicts from the long-term strategy, and the operational strategies are the brain children of the mid-term strategies, right? So therefore, strategy you have to make, you have to show. If you don't show a strategy in your business plan, that means you are not looking for a long-term thing. So it may give a bad picture of yours. So therefore, you have to have a strategic approach for your business. Otherwise, people won't be interested. Maybe a business partner, maybe an investor, maybe a financing institution. And then 3 more things I'm going to talk about. The first one is the budgeted financials. I was talking about gross profit and net profit. When you're going to talk about the budgeted financial, budgeted means that these financials are assumptions. These financial figures are propagated or rather forecasted for the future. Maybe you can prepare the profit and loss account for 10 years or maybe 15 years. If it is so, profit and loss as well as balance sheets, running balance sheets you have to show for every year, every future years from this year upwards. You have to show the cash flow. You have to show the cash flow because there's always a problem with profitability and liquidity. Profitability and liquidity. You can have massive gross profit as well as a net profit. It results in a net profit. But if you don't, if you provide huge credit periods for your clients, then you can do a lot of sales. So therefore, the cash flow to run your business, to ease of your working progress, you have to have the cash flow in optimal level. Otherwise you'll have other problems. Finally, it will get resultant in a loss-making situation. Mind you, the investors, the financial institutions always look for your cash flow. Their main priority is your cash flow. A business partner may be looking for the profit and loss account and the balance sheet as the big picture, but they will also look for the cash flow. Their main concern will be profit and loss account. A business partner, a person, a company who's accompanying you as a business partner to have a profit. Financial institution, on the other hand, the financial institutions are always looking for your repayment ability, your profitability, right? So they will always look for the cash flow, how the cash flows would be, right? And then the return on investment, that is ROI, return on investment. Any investor, they will invest right now, this year or the next year, and their return will be a staggered one, will be spanning over several years. So there's a time value of money. We will discuss that later. We will discuss on a separate note. There's a time value of money now. 100,000 rupees you get this year and 100,000 rupees you get in 10 years is not the same. Because of the inflation, the value of the money will go down, right? So all these things you have to show in this particular business plan. The next thing is the controls. How are you going to implement controls on this business plan? If it is a plan, you have to work according to the plan. If the plan does not work, how you are going to control, how you are going to monitor this? This is a monitoring. You can show a fairy tale business plan, but if you do not know how to control that, then people will think, no, this is not going to work. So therefore, there should be controls, and you have to assign several people, assign several managers, maybe financial managers, maybe marketing managers, maybe directors, whoever, to see how they are going to control, at what point they are going to get involved in, what are the areas that you are going to look at, what are the ranges that you are looking at in the future. So these are the controls. How you are going to use your human resources for your business, for the control of your business plan. How you are going to use your financial resources to control this business plan. How you are going to use your machinery and capital investment for the controls of this business plan. The last but not the least, the contingency plan. Now, if you make a plan, obviously future is uncertain. Whether you have political turmoil, whether you have health issues, whether you have environmental issues, whether you don't have anything at all, still you are talking about the future. When you are talking about the future, you cannot you cannot speak about with certainty. It won't work like that way. So you have to have a substitute plan. In loose terms you may call it plan B, but the professional word is is contingency plan. If this business plan does not work, what are you going to do? You have another plan, right? So we will discuss contingency plans later. So at the moment, these are the main things where you talk about different times, past, present and future, and then you talk about your objectives, and you talk about the strategies, and then you talk about your budgeted financials, and then controls, and then the contingency plan. You put all these things as a summary, and you summarize the thing to make a nice business plan. We'll wind up here and we'll meet up again. Thank you.